Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Bharat Jain D365. So today let's explore Finance Agent, how Finance Agent works in D365 F&O. So for this, we need to go to Feature Management, enable the new feature called Account Reconciliation Agent. This feature is available from version 10.0.44. Now, this is the new immersive screen where we can see there is a task list. I will create a separate video to understand how task lists work. For today's video, let's focus on account reconciliation. So let's go to account reconciliation form. This is the new account reconciliation form. Here we have filter option available. If I click edit, I can select for which fiscal period I need to see the data. I will be able to select just one period at a time. I cannot have multiple selection here. So I can just select one fiscal period, and I can also select the calendar that is associated with that particular fiscal period. Let's click OK. So once a calendar is selected or fiscal period with calendar is selected, legal entity that is associated with this calendar will be available for filter. If we have a shared calendar and if we have multiple legal entities, we can apply filter to see which company data I need to perform for reconciliation. So currently I just have one company with the calendar, therefore I just have one company available here. So let's just click OK, and then I can apply filter on different area. For the account reconciliation, we have four area: bank, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and tax. So I can apply filter to see which area I want to have a data reconciliation. Let's click OK. Now we have other tabs like open exception, addressed exception, reconcile transaction. So open exception is where any error that is identified would be here, and any error that is resolved using the agent would be under addressed exception, and reconcile transactions when a transaction is reconciled using the agent. So more on this we'll understand through the practical example. How do we configure account reconciliation? So to configure, click on the settings on the right hand side. So this is the account reconciliation configuration form. So in this form, we can have a start date, the date when the reconciliation should start. And then for each area, I have an option to enable or disable reconciliation. Accounts payable, I can enable. Then we have accounts receivable, which I have disabled currently. So on for bank and tax. Now for accounts payable, we can see there are reconciliation accounts here. So let me filter on my legal entity, let's say BG01. So how does the system is going to pick this main account for reconciliation? So this is coming from vendor posting profile. So any main account that is added for under vendor posting profile automatically would be reflecting here or will be added here by agent to perform reconciliation. So we don't need to manually do it. So to understand that, let's go to vendor posting profile, accounts payable, setup, vendor posting profile. So let me quickly create a new posting profile. So let's add here. Let me select the group. This is to show how the agent is going to pick the main account once added here. Now before this, if I just go back here, so we can see there is just two main accounts available. Now let's select a different main account here in the posting profile, which is not added under the agent. Let's say trade payable international 21002. So let's add this, save. So once I add this under posting profile, then go back here. So this is the previous data. Let's refresh here. Click on refresh, and this is a bad job, so I need to wait for the bad job, which is through process automation, which I will explain at the end of this video. So after the refresh, we can see the new main account which I just added under posting profile is automatically included for reconciliation. Now this is on the setup. So let's understand for transaction. So let's just go back. Now to understand on the transaction, so this is where I can see the reconciliation data. So let's say if I expand accounts payable, I can see the data for which company I'm applied filter and also the status of reconciliation. And I will be able to see the difference amount in accounting currency and reporting currency. So to understand this, let's post a transaction. One transaction where I'll be posting for vendor. The other transaction, let's post manually to the ledger and let's skip sub ledger. So to understand how the reconciliation agent works. So let's quickly post the entry, go to accounts payable, invoice journal. So go to lines. I've already created the data. So here I am posting for the vendor. So let me click post for this. So this is posted. Now let's go for manual entry. So let me post from general ledger. So let's go to entries, general journals. I have already created accounting entry for this as well, AP manual. So I am selecting a manual account or the vendor account. Instead of selecting the supplier, I am manually posting an entry to this. So let's post. So this is posted as well. So now let's go back to account reconciliation. So in the account reconciliation, currently I can see open exceptions is 0, reconcile transaction is 2. Now I have posted 2 transactions. One should go under reconcile transaction because I directly posted to vendor, so ledger and subledger will match. The other one should go to open exception because we manually posted the entry. So how does the system update this data? So it is based on process automation. So if I go to system admin, so go to process automation. So in the process automation, go to background process. Here I can see automatic account reconciliation agent. So currently I have scheduled for every 1 minute. So once the transaction is posted, every 1 minute it's going to update. But if I click edit, I will be able to schedule based on the business requirement. So we can make it every day or whatever is the requirement from the business perspective, we can enable that. So this is how the process automation is enabled. Now let's go back to our account reconciliation. So in my account reconciliation, the data is updated. So you can see there is one open exception and the reconcile transaction has become 3 from 2. So, and if I go to accounts payable, now we can see there is a difference. So this was the GBP amount which I posted. So we can see accounting currency difference is 876 which is available and the status is exceptions. So we can either click here to mitigate exceptions or I can click on this red button to mitigate exceptions. So let's just click here. So let's go inside. So this is the exception form. So here on the left side of screen, we can see the filtered data. So which period, which legal entity and which area. So these are all the filtered options there. And then what is the error? So error is the transaction is available in ledger, but it is not available in subledger. And on the right side, we can see the audit trail. So currently I posted a transaction. So this is the information of posted transaction with company name, main account. Then we posted for subledger and then the reconciliation activity started and reconciliation failed. So this is the audit trail. If I perform any further activities like mitigate exception, etc., so that would be updated here, giving audit trail in one form, giving what is the filter option, and in between is where I can see what transaction is and what corrective option can I make on the screen. So in this ledger, so I can see there is the accounting currency amount and on the sub ledger it is empty. So what I can perform or what are the options available here is I can either reverse the manual transaction, we can create a new journal entry, we can link transaction, or we can accept without change. So if I say click reverse, so if I click reverse, so I can give a reversal reason, let's say manual entry, and then click OK. So when I do this, it's not that the system is reversing the transaction. Probably that is something how the future can look like, where system is automatically going to reverse the transaction. For now, it's going to take me to the original transaction page. So I posted a journal entry. So it is taking me to the GL page. Here I can reverse the transaction. So I can go to reverse transaction, use existing data for reversal, and click reverse. So this reversal step is currently still manual, but at least I don't need to look at or open a multiple tabs and then look for using the voucher number, look at the data. So I don't need to do that. System instead give me an option to directly go to that page. So now the status is reversed. So let's go back. Let's go to reconciliation form. So right now we can see there is 0 in open exception. So if I go back, the exception that we just cleared moved from open exception to addressed exception. So if I click on view addressed exception, so this is the one which we just adjusted. So this was there in the sub ledger, and currently it's now in the ledger which I have reversed. So you can see the data here, or the audit trial. So after reconciliation failed, I have done manual reversal. After the reversal, if I want to undo this activity, let's say if there's a mistake that those transactions should have been posted, so instead of accepting, I have reversed the transaction. Now there is an option to undo. So this will undo the previous activity which I just performed. So let's go back. Then if I can go to account reconcile transaction, remember the first transaction which we posted, where I directly posted to vendor, so that's available here under reconcile. So automatically reconciled it, right? So this is how the agent works. Definitely there are a lot of things that can be automated within this process which Microsoft is working on, but currently this is how the financial agent works in D365 F&O. That's it for today's video. Thanks everyone.